Communities have been cut off and evacuations are underway as New Zealand is lashed by a severe weather system. Much of the country has been under warnings today, including Auckland and the Bay of Plenty in the North Island. The South Island has seen the brunt of the system. Road access to the Nelson Tasman district has been cut. Weather warnings are also in place for Dunedin in the lower south. A possible tornado ripped through Auckland this morning, causing a building to partially collapse and roofs to lift. These strong winds also caused the cancellation of 30 flights out of the country's busiest airport. At the top of the South Island, the Nelson, Tasman and Marlborough districts have declared a state of emergency after heavy downpours caused widespread flooding there. And a driver in Marlborough is in a serious condition after their car became submerged in floodwaters and hit a tree. Well, I'm joined now by Nelson Deputy Mayor Rohan O'Neill-Stevens. Rohan, welcome to you. What's it been like where you are?
Good evening, Lorna. Yeah, Nelson itself has fared relatively well in this round of flooding, but our neighbouring districts, Tasman and Marlborough, have seen some pretty devastating effects, a number of evacuations and significant road closures right across the region.
Rohan, when did the rain start and how heavy has it been?
It's been ongoing for a while now, but really was raining right through the night and all through today. We've seen some pretty significant peak flows, but we're hopeful now that we've seen the worst, and whilst some of that water will still be working through our river systems, we're pretty hopeful that we'll be seeing better things from here out.
Yeah, let's hope so. Those pictures devastating of people's houses being inundated. Have evacuation centres been set up?
Yes, a number of evacuation centres are open for those residents who need to get out. Our key message has been don't wait for official information if you're feeling that you're at risk. Get somewhere where you feel safe and call emergency services.
And are the authorities there helping people with things like sandbagging and door knocking?
Yes, yeah, there's been extensive door knocking where needed, and we've got a great system of collaboration across all of the agencies. So it's really been a team effort to help residents respond to this significant event.
I think the thing is, when you look at the map that we showed before, it's so widespread, isn't it? It almost covers the whole country.
Yeah, and we're expecting other parts of the country to feel the brunt tomorrow and across the weekend. And even locally, we've seen certain areas really impacted, and then somewhere like Nelson City, we've had a couple of slips, but on the whole have got off very lightly.
There was some concerns about a stop bank, a levee holding in one of the areas. I mean, what are authorities doing to keep an eye on those river systems?
Yeah, so that's across in Marlborough, and I'm sure their team there is keeping a very close eye on that. In general, we take a very precautionary approach of making sure that we're putting the livelihood and lives of our residents first in all of our decision making.
Rohan, I gather it was supposed to be the last day of school today for the kids in New Zealand. Did they have the day off on the last day?
Yeah, about 15 schools across Tasman have had an early, although I'm sure unwanted, way to start their school holidays.
Yeah, sure. Is flooding and conditions like this frequent in New Zealand?
Unfortunately, especially in our region, we've gotten quite adept at responding to these sorts of events. Back in 2022, Nelson was hit with some really terrible weather and significant flooding. Obviously, it's not the norm, but with climate change, we're expecting to see more and more of these weather events, particularly at the more severe end.
So, Rohan, looking ahead to the weekend, what will your offices be doing? What is the advice for people who may have had to leave their homes?
We're continuing to closely monitor the situation, hopeful that any evacuations can be as short as possible, but the team will be keeping in close contact with those affected. And again, just that common sense of if you're feeling unsafe, we're encouraging people not to stay in those situations and to keep a wide berth of things like floodwaters.
And then, of course, there's the dreadful task of cleaning up.
Yes, yeah, and it's always a significant and often forgotten about part of this process, especially when so many people's lives sort of immediately go back to normal after an event like this. But we've got a dedicated recovery team that's well versed in making sure that our communities are back up to speed as quickly as possible.
Well, we wish you some dry weather, clear skies. Rohan O'Neill-Stevens, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.